Here we go. So, all right, here we are. I love it. I'm just going to keep it like this. I got all of you on the screen, which is great. So, welcome to tonight's Swarm session. So, really excited to be here with you guys. This is something that we do as a larger team once a month. Many of the leaders in Swarm, I mean, Swarm has gotten, big enough to where we now have all these sub teams kind of growing, and they do their own weekly calls with their teams. And, this is something we used to do once a week, but I'm like, man, we got so many great leaders in this thing, and I'm running ramp groups and basics groups. And so I'm just going to do a once a month message to you guys. Originally, this year we were going to do the first Monday of the month, but corporate does the surge now. So the corporate plan is to do the surge the first Monday of every month. Our plan is now to do the Swarm session, the monthly Swarm session here on the third Monday of every month. So the first Monday of the month, you guys should be plugging in the surge, right? The third Monday of the month, you're always welcome to come here. You're welcome to bring your people here. It's going to be a lot of me talking, my thoughts, and some of you are like, why the hell should I listen to you? Well, I'm just going to share a little bit because I don't want to assume that all of you know who I am. Some of you might have just been referred here tonight or to this recording, based on your coach saying, you gotta get on here and you got to listen to Tommy and all that stuff. So here I am. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a father. I don't know. I can't. Yeah. Ashley, she's not listening. She's going to kill me for saying this. And just this morning, I found out, a month ago, we found out that Ashley was pregnant. She's not quite to 12 weeks yet. And so today we went and had our first ultrasound done, right? And so we're sitting there. I got to share this with you guys. You guys are like family to me. Many of you guys have known me for years. So we go see the ultrasound, and the lady's looking at it, and she's looking at it, and she's like, there's 2 heartbeats. Twins. Yes. And they were both, and like, flickering, right? Flicker, 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 flicker. And at first I'm like, she's bull crabbing me. I got to look at this screen. So I look at the screen and I'm like, sure as hell, these 2 little flickers, 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 flickers. And so I'm sorry. I'm way too excited. We had actually, our first pregnancy, we had lost a baby at 11 weeks. So we had kind of said we weren't going to say anything till we got to that 12-week period. We're still early, 7 to 8 weeks right now. So, but I can't help it. I got a big mouth. I'm excited about that. So anyway, that's a little bit about why I'm excited today. So you guys caught me on a good day, right? Not only that, but I'm doing the reset. So I'm on day 6 of the reset, and I've shaved. Some of you might notice I've actually shaved the scruff. I'm going back to clean cut Tommy, ass kicking Tommy. Like it's like a new day. It's a new life. We're gonna get after it. So anyway, I've been around as a coach for 7 or 8 years. Have done some incredible things. Not just on my own. I think probably the most incredible thing, though, I mean, other than leadership awards and the ranks and the recognition the company gives is literally the best thing for me is seeing so many of you grow into leaders yourself and growing your own organizations, growing your own teams, going through your own trials and tribulations, and making many new friends along the way. We got a lot of new faces that are part of this team. I've met some of you in our basics group. I've met some of you in our ramp groups. And I got to tell you that I'm really, really excited. I really feel like God is about to bless this whole freaking team, and things are going to get crazy. I really, really feel that way. So anyway, I've been around a while, and so that in and of itself might be why you're here. So anyway, typically we're going to do this once a month. I do want to welcome you guys. I don't know how long tonight's message is going to be. I try to keep it around 45 minutes. Okay. But just depending on the moment and what's being said, sometimes it's going to be 30 minutes. Sometimes it might be up to an hour. But if you schedule about 45 minutes for these calls, that's going to be enough. We typically just kind of, go over some events, talk about what's going on in Beachbody, and then I always craft sort of a message. Sometimes it's directly related to Beachbody and some specific tips on Beachbody. Sometimes, like tonight, it might get a little bit more personal development type style, right? I mean, we all know that personal development is part of what we do. And so tonight, I've got a message that I want to share with you guys, because it's no matter who you are, there's always things that can be poison to your success. And what we're going to do tonight is sort of identify those things, whether you're brand new, whether you've been around for a while, but we're going to identify the things that can kill your success and kill your momentum and keep you grounded instead of lifting you up. And so we're going to identify those things. So, because here's the thing, it can only have power over you if you don't recognize it, right? If you don't know that it's against you, if you don't know it's holding you down, it has power. But once you know it, and you know, and we're going to give you the warning signs tonight. These are the things to look out for. These are the things that can hold you back, right? And once you know that and you see it, you go, okay, I know that. We can get over it. So that's going to be tonight. But before we do that, let's talk about events. We do have the first ever men's leadership event that's taking place in Dallas, Texas. We have a lot of the guys that are on this call that are going. I know I'm going to be rooming with Greg Bird at the Aloft Hotel. That's the first thing. So the second thing is, I know Jay's going and TJ's going. I mean, we got dudes that are going to be in Dallas, Texas. I'm honored to be one of the many presenters at that event. In fact, I get to open up the show in Tommy style, which is going to be awesome. But I'm also really excited for after the event, we're going to be doing. We rented out the House of Blues, right? Yeah. So all of us, like, we threw in money. We rented out the entire House of Blues, the whole restaurant, the whole bar, the whole thing, only for the men's leadership, right? So that we're going to do the event, and then after that event on Saturday night, we're all going to go to the House of Blues. We get the whole freaking place to ourselves. It's going to be, buy your own food and do all that stuff. We had to pay a fee up front to get the whole place, but I'm really, really excited about that. I think that the men that are going to go to this event are going to get so much out of it, not just from what's being presented, but from the time spent together. I'm really looking forward to spending time with men from our team and getting you around other men that are in the network. That's going to be exciting. The second event I want to talk about is Summit. How many of you are going to Summit? How many of you have booked tickets, you booked hotels, you booked flights, got your travel plans made? Okay, Summit. We have 22,000 coaches now going to Nashville. Okay. Now the first summit I went to was 800, right? 800 coaches. We have 22,000 coaches. It's still not too late for you to get to Summit. If you go to Summit 2015, CoachSummit2015.com, you can get your ticket. I know that I think Robert Gavanther from our team has a block of rooms available that if somebody needs a room or you need a roommate or whatever it is to get there. I know for many of us that are on the East Coast, it's within driving distance. Actually, my wife and I have chosen to drive because it's going to be $150 for gas versus $800 to fly. So we're going to drive the 12 or 13 hours from Fort Lauderdale, right? So the reason I'm really super excited is because a big portion of our team is from the Midwest or the East Coast or all of that. And this is within driving distance. And gas, I mean, I don't know how much gas is where you guys are at, but it's like $2.35 here in Florida, which is as cheap as it's been. There really is no excuse. Just get there, man. It's going to be awesome. And I think what we're going to do, we're not going to have, how we've always had that swarm pre-summit. Well, it's kind of crazy because everything's so spread out and we don't have everything at the same location. So I know that my coach, Melanie, okay, the girl that's my coach, many of you are like, who the hell is Melanie? Well, she's my coach. There is a coach above me. I wasn't the first one in the network. It's okay. But my coach, Melanie, is going to be hosting like a get-together that she's rented out a spot for. And she's got enough room for us, okay? So I'm going to get that information. I'm going to post it. I think I don't know if she's charging $10 or $20, which includes hors d'oeuvres and all that stuff, but it's going to be like a little 2 or 3 hour thing, I think, on Wednesday night before Summit. So I'm going to be posting that. That's going to be a great way for us to gather together, just get around each other before the main event. Also, Danny Johnson is coming to Orlando, Florida on May 2nd. How many of you have been to a Danny event? I know there's some of you guys have been to Danny events, okay? Danny's my personal mentor. She's my life coach. She's my business coach. She's my financial coach. I've gotten a lot out of attending her events. We've literally had tens of thousands of coaches from across the network that have attended Danny events. Amy Silverman, who's been a top 10 coach, I think, for 2 years now. She goes to Danny. But she's going to have a First Steps to Success in Orlando on May 2nd. All right. If you want more information on how to get there, if you don't know much about her and you're thinking about checking her out, just let me know. But she runs separate events outside of this. So with that said, let's go to Beachbody news. Obviously, Beachbody-wise, we have On Demand, right? How many of you have used On Demand and love it, right? I mean, honestly, and my house is a wreck. I really don't care. I mean, I've been using this computer to work out, and it's been awesome for me because I think I got sick of like working out in the same room, in the same space, the same small room, and doing all that. And so now I could take it anywhere. So I decided to, like right there is my yoga mat, my jump mat right there. It's like in my kitchen. So like I'm sitting, I got like a living area attached to the kitchen, right? So I'm really excited about it. After using it now for a few weeks and see, because you can just jump program to program, like one day I did X2 yoga, another day I did Insanity pure cardio, another day I'm doing, something from X3, so I think it's awesome. I think it's a great thing for new people that get in their challenge pack because now they can dip and dab into the different programs. I've already had several people that have been longtime customers upgrade to a club membership, right? People who have bought programs in the past and they're seeing on demand. And so here's what I've done. I've reached out to people that I know have been longtime customers. And maybe they're not quite coaches yet, right? But some people aren't going to turn into coaches, and that's perfectly fine, right? But I have reached out to some of the people that have been longtime customers, and it's opened up conversations for me to have with them, right? About club memberships, about coaching, about doing that stuff. So if you've got some people on your list, I mean, let them know that this is there. They might not even know. And club memberships are going to be another form of residual income for all of us. Now instead of getting paid that $30. So I'm really excited about on demand. First of all, if you're not a club member, just go be a club member and check it out and do it. Trust me, you're going to make way more than the $40 a quarter. You go sign up 3 club members. You sign up 2 or 3 club members and your club membership's paid for. And now you get the streaming for free. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a big deal. Also, some big Beachbody news that's coming is this. They're doing an upgrade to the lead program. As you guys know, one of the long time things with Beachbody is that they provided customer leads to us. And so I just want to let you know they're going to, as of April, this month it's going to be the same. As of April, the qualifications in April are going to change. So as we've grown as a network, we're now, I think, 275,000 coaches, right? As the network's grown, and what they're really trying to avoid is people just getting to Emerald and sitting on it and not doing anything and just collecting free customers and collecting money from free customers and never having an intention of working with them or helping them or upgrading them or just you know what I'm saying? So here's what they've done. For the general customer leads, or the Emerald customer leads, the qualification on a month-to-month basis now for that is going to be Emerald plus Success Club 5, right? So in order to get those leads, you're going to have to make Success Club, right? You're going to have to be out there helping new people and making that happen. Now the qualification to get the Shakeology leads is going to be Success Club 10. And so when I first saw that, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That, like what, why, right? Because I'm not always in Success Club 10. Okay. But then I know instinctively what happened inside of me. Instinctively what happened inside of me is that little competitor, that little fireball that was within me was like, you know what, screw that. I can make 10 every month. I don't care, right? So it's almost like this. They're finding a way to push us out of our own comfort zone. And honestly, I'm thankful for that, right? They're finding a way to kind of rattle us awake and say, listen, some of you have been just kind of sitting on your heels, you know what I mean? And so that's going to be starting to happen in April. What that means is this, that there's going to be fewer people qualifying for the same number of customers, which means that the people qualifying are going to get more. Everybody understand that, right? So instead of getting your 1 or 2 a week, you could realistically expect now to get more than that on a weekly basis. I can't tell you how much more, I don't know. But, so if you do hit Success Club 10, you're going to get more Shakeology customers than 1 or 2 a month. That would be my guess. Everybody understand that. If you make Success Club 5, you're going to get more general leads on a weekly or monthly basis than you would before. And they're going to go into the hands of the people who are the most engaged. And I'm not saying that if you don't make Success Club, you're not engaged. I'm not saying that, okay? I know there's many of us that listen, I'm one of 12 people in the network that have made Success Club 5 straight years in a row, 60 months in a row. There's only been 12. And there's many leaders in this network that are maybe higher than me, making more money than me, even more engaged than me, that haven't done it every single month, okay? This isn't saying that if you don't make Success Club, you're a failure. All they're doing is adjusting the way that they reward us, and they're basing it on our month-to-month work. versus hitting a rank and just holding that rank forever and 3 years later still getting these free customers, okay? So that's the Beachbody news. Now listen, I'm not going to do a bunch of recognition tonight. So we try to recognize all the coaches in the, in the Swarm Cave in our team page, right? So we're recognizing two things right now. Well, once a month we're recognizing Success Club, right? The coaches that make Success Club, and they need to be recognized monthly. On a weekly basis, we're recognizing volume, but we're now also recognizing every Monday Team Builder. So every single Monday now in the morning, I sit down and I go through my list, okay, and I'm seeing who's sponsoring coaches and who's not, right? Including myself, and including my wife. And it's almost like, for me, I'm going, man, I can't be doing this without getting my name on that list at least a couple times a month. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So part of the reason I'm doing that is to light a fire under my own tail, right? Which is fine. But I just want you guys to understand something, that team building is going to be part of what we recognize. I think it's important that we focus on it. And we do want to recognize the people that are out there building a team and getting new coaches and doing those things, because that's how this mission grows. That's how it functions. And so, but it really was what prompted, listen, every time we do these calls, I literally will spend all day going, what should I talk about? What does the team need to hear? What do these people, what can come out of me and into you, right? Does that make sense? What is it that I can share with you guys? What's either heavy on my heart, or what do I know? And here's what I know about our team. We have incredible people. Like literally the people that are in our team are friggin' awesome people. They're loyal people, okay? They're also driven, but many times there's things that are just holding us back. It's like we're one or two little things away from doing something great with this, from doing something great for our families. I got to tell you, I'm so grateful knowing, now that I know that our family's going to grow and do these things. I'm grateful for the time that I have at home, the fact that I get to work from home. I was talking to a guy the other day. We went to a little farmer's market, and he's like, he was running a train. He had this little family business where he ran a train around the farmer's market, and you could pay a few bucks for your kid to ride the train. So I'm talking to him. I was asking him about his business, and he goes, look, I used to work at UPS. And I would work, 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I never got to see my kids. All of a sudden, we started having kids, and I was never there. Every time I got home, they were already in bed, and I knew something needed to change. And so I can just tell you, as someone who does do Beachbody full time, that being home with my family is friggin' awesome. That's the first thing. And I'm not saying that has to be your goal, right? I'm not saying that at all, but I do want you to know that if there's things holding you back, what we've done tonight is, and what's been heavy on my heart is this, because things can only hold you back if you don't know what they are. And if you don't, because here's the thing, once you identify it, you can attack it. Does that make sense? How many of you know, like if you hear a strange noise outside of your house, it's scary, right? Because you don't know what it is. Like you hear that strange noise, you hear somebody knocking on the door at an unexpected time, and sometimes your heart kind of goes, whoa, what the hell's that, right? Because you're not expecting it. The reason it's scary is because we don't see exactly what it is. We don't know. There's a fear of what's out there, what's potentially attacking us. Once you have eyes on it, and once you see it, you no longer have to be in fear of it. Does that make sense? Everybody understand that? Okay? And so I've been around this a lot. I've been through my own journey with this, so I know the things that have held me back. I've talked to literally thousands of coaches and thousands of people. I've mentored thousands of people through the basics programs and through the ramp programs and all that stuff. And so I've dealt with all kinds of people. And so what I did tonight was I made a list identifying things that I believe are the biggest things that are poisonous to your success as a coach. Everybody understand that? Because I think it's important that we identify them. So if you're, and I've broken this down into two categories. This is starting newer coaches, starting coaches. And it doesn't matter if you're like a brand new coach. I'm talking like it could be someone that's been around for 4 years, but is just now making the determination in their own mind that it's time to freaking start. Right? Does that make sense? Like they gotta start, or they gotta restart, or they gotta get back on track with it, or whatever. Okay. So here's the first most poisonous thing that holds starters back from getting started, just from getting it going, right? And I got to tell you something, that one of the hardest things to do, right, is the takeoff. Does that make sense, right? So I mean, imagine a train, right? When a train gets going, the takeoff is the worst. Because that's what generates the most power. It's not in motion yet. Everybody understand that? And so, you know, just like a plane, if a plane's going down the track, like just getting it up to speed to where it can take off, and it gets easier once it's in takeoff. So one of the most vital times of your career as a coach is when you start, or when you get recommitted, and when you are in that time period to take off, that just getting it going, right? How many of you are kind of in that phase right now where you're just like, I got to get this sucker going. You're going to get it moving in the right direction, right? Okay. So the first thing that holds people back, the first thing that is poison to their start is fear. Okay. It's fear. It's fear of, holy crap, this is going to take more time than I thought, you know, and I don't have the time. Like all of a sudden, the fear allows their head to get filled with these excuses or these fears of they can't fit it in. That's the first fear that they have is a fear of time, a fear of commitment, a fear of understanding what it's going to take on a time basis, right? Or a fear of being, you know, a fear of being good enough, a fear of I don't know enough yet, right? And I can't do anything until I know what to do, and then I learned what to do, but now I'm second guessing it. You see what I'm saying? Okay? But fear is the biggest thing that will poison your success up front. What I've learned about people is this, that for people, fear can either be a catalyst, right? It can be a catalyst to you. So like my fear of failing, okay? My fear of failing was my biggest catalyst. My fear of disappointing other people that I made a commitment to was my biggest catalyst in doing this, right? I didn't want to disappoint the people that had sowed something good into my life. I didn't want to ever look at Carl Deichler and feel like a failure in his eyes. Everybody understand that, right? I did, and so for me, it was a catalyst, and it isn't always that way. Sometimes fear, you know, so fear can either be a catalyst or a paralyzer, and people will paralyze in fear, okay? And they let that fear kind of sink its nasty, gnarly teeth into them, and they just freeze, okay? They're fear of what other people think of them, right? Oh my gosh, you know, if I put this out there and I start talking about Beachbody on my Facebook, you know, all of my drinking buddies or all of my girlfriends, you know, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is the truth. Okay, I'm gonna be straight out with you and blunt with you. Okay, my friend circle looks a hell of a lot different today than it did 7 years ago when I started. It isn't that I don't love those people; it's that I've grown and they haven't. And I've decided to surround myself with other people who are growing, okay? So you've got to make the conscious decision. I'm not saying that, and listen, I still have some friends, and I keep in touch with those friends, like the true friends, okay? But some of those loose-leaf, hanging people, and you're worried about what the hell they're thinking, they ain't going to be here in 10 years for your ass anyway, okay? That's just the truth, you know? We got to stop worrying about what people think and start worrying about what's right. Do you believe it's right to help other people? When your belief outweighs your fear, that's when you take action. When your belief outweighs your fear, that's when you get started. And that's just the truth. That's when you do something. When you say, I don't care what they think. I don't care if it takes time. I don't care if I fail. I don't care if I get a big fat goose egg this month. I'm at least going to go do it, and I'm at least going to do my best with it, and I'm at least going to get started on something. Number two, for starters, the number two most poisonous thing for starters is this: self-doubt and negative self-talk. You talk yourself out of success. That voice in your head is going around and around and around and around, okay? And it's spinning you in the same freaking circle over and over again. And trust me, I've done this. I have done this, okay? As much success as I've had, I've spent a lot of wasted time and wasted energy listening to the stupid-ass voice in my head speaking negativity over my life and over my business and over my team. I'm done listening to it. I'm absolutely done listening to it. You guys understand that, okay? It's this voice of self-doubt. I can't, right? I can't. I'm not good enough, okay? I don't know what to say, okay? I'm going to sound like an idiot, okay? People are going to judge me. You see what I'm saying? So that voice of self-doubt, that negative self-talk, you have to make a decision which voice you decide to listen to. There was a voice that also told you to do this. There was a voice that was coming from the good side of life that prompted you not only to do this, but to get committed enough to get on a call tonight. Everybody understand that, right? What did that voice tell you? There was something that said, I need this. And I don't know if you needed it because you needed new friends. I don't know if you needed it because you needed money. I don't know if you needed it because you needed a vision in your life that would take you somewhere. I don't know if you needed freedom from a job. I don't know why you said yes. But when the reasons why you said yes become what you focus on versus the reason why you're hesitating, that's when you start doing it. See, you make a choice every single day. We all make a choice every single day which freaking stupid voice that we listen to. The one that's going to hold us back. And listen, every single person has both voices. Every single person has the voice of self-doubt, and every single person has the voice of self-belief. You make the choice which one you're going to listen to. Okay? Number 3, comfort. And some of you are like, comfort? What are you talking about? You're too comfortable in your everyday life. Your bills are friggin' paid. Okay? There's food on your table. You got the new friggin' clothes from Express hanging in your closet. Okay? Everybody understand this, right? Okay? Like, you got the extra $100 a week to take your girl or take your kids out somewhere. Okay? You're too comfortable in life. Okay? Your 40-hour-a-week job is paying you too much. And maybe you're like, bull crap, is paying me too much. It's paying you too much. Here's the thing. Comfort leads you to saying, I want to versus I need to. And I need you to think this through here. I want to versus I need to. You know, I really want to do this. Let me tell you something. When you just want to do something, like, yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I want to. Until you have to. And I truly, truly, truly freaking believe this. Until you have to. Until you don't leave yourself an option but to, you won't. Not at the level that you want to. Not enough that it's a life-changing, completely life-changing experience for you, okay? But I want to versus I have to. For 2 years, I had an insurance shop paying me $60,000 a year, right? And that was my plan. And I was like, I'd like to be spotty, but it's too easy when your life is too comfortable and you don't see a bigger vision for your own life. You don't see a bigger vision for what potentially it could look like, okay? And you just accept where you're at. Everybody understand? Are you guys understanding this? Is this making sense to you guys? This comfort thing, right? Because we all like to be comfortable, right? You know, like, but that's why most people. I mean, how many people do you know when you ask them how things are going? They're like, oh yeah, not too bad. Yeah, you know, things are good. Same old, same old. How many people you know say same old? How many of you say same old, same old? Yeah, same old, same old. You know, same old, same old. Got the kids, going to the job, paying my bills. You know. Got 32 more payments on my truck, went to the movies, all that stuff, okay? Your plan A is too comfortable, okay? I'm just telling you, your plan A is it's too comfortable because it doesn't force you to put your feet to the fire, okay? And that's just the truth. I don't know how else to say it. There's really not much more to say about that. But the thing is this, comfort is a liar to you. Comfort makes you settle because you're okay, right? I got a post on my Instagram. The last picture I posted said this: rock bottom created more champions, right, than privilege ever has. Rock bottom has created more champions than privilege ever has. See, some of you haven't suffered. You know what I'm saying? You haven't been in a situation where you feel like that lights your fire enough to make you hungry. And it's easy to get caught in that. And trust me, I'm not, there's no judgment on my part. I've spent a lot of my life in that. And even recently I've been in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. But being comfortable, you got to make a choice. Is being comfortable when you're 80 and on your deathbed? Are you going to be happy that you spent your life just being comfortable? Good enough to get by. Good enough to pay the bills. Right? How do you want that to look when you're 80 and you're on your deathbed, right? Or do you want to be someone that says, you know what, I took a step and it was a scary step, but I went after something. I went after something that normal people don't go after. I went to build something that normal people don't go build. I went to serve people rather than serve a company punching my paycheck clock. Everybody understand that? Number four thing that holds new people back is this: lack of skill. So there's some of you that you have the desire. You have the desire. You're ready to go. How many of you are kind of new and you have the desire? You want to do this, and you're like, yes, I want to do this. Okay. Listen. Over time, you can learn. You're gonna learn. Just take what you have learned and go do something with it. And if you bloody your face, who cares? Like, lack of skill is the easiest thing to fix because you can learn. Right? How many of you have learned something new in your life, right? I mean, how many of you went to algebra class in high school, right? And they put up the quadratic equation and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to learn this stuff. This is crazy. Then how many of you passed the freaking test? You know, you passed the test anyway. Okay. It's nuts. I coach high school football. We got a new offensive coordinator at the school that I'm at, and we're learning a brand new offense that's a faster tempo with new words and all this stuff. And the kids are looking at me like, Coach, I don't know this stuff. Okay, slow down. It's day one. You're going to learn it. Okay, here's how you learn. Okay, it's repetition and time. Repetition and time. It's the same with the kids that I coach football with. I know this. I'm not freaking out that they're screwing up on the first couple of days that we got this new offense in, because I know this. They're going to consistently show up. Write that down. Consistently show up. They're going to consistently get reps, and they're going to do it over a consistent amount of time. And if they do that, I promise you, come August, when we play the best team in the state of Florida, we're going to be a freaking machine. Okay, you will turn into a machine as long as you show up, as long as you get reps. Now, do you get reps just by the learning? Here's how you get reps. You get reps by doing. Everybody understand that? You get reps by doing, not just watching. Here's the thing. You know, the kids that stand in the back and just watch the other kids get reps, the ones that aren't hands-on, on the field, getting reps, actually doing something, physically moving their body in that way, they never make progress. They stand back there and watch, and then when you throw them in, they don't know what the hell they're doing even after 6 months, okay? You've got to make the choice. Are you going to be someone who just learns, or are you going to be someone who does? Everybody understand that? Lack of skill. Number 5 is this: lack of direction, which is not your fault to an extent, okay? Lack of direction. What do I mean by lack of direction, okay? And so listen, hopefully, lack of direction means this: that you're waiting for someone else to tell you what to do. Okay, and then we sit there and we wait for our coach to tell us where to go. We wait for our coach to tell us what to post. We wait for our coach to tell us who to call. We wait for our coach to tell us which group to get into or what call to plug into and all that stuff. Okay, so part of it is maybe you have a coach that hasn't been as engaged with you as you would like. Okay. My answer to that is this: I don't give a shit. That's my answer to that. I don't care. Okay? Who cares who your coach is? Who cares what your coach has done or hasn't done? Doesn't matter. It ain't about them. It's about you. Here's what I know about people. The self-starters, the ones who want it, will figure out a way to get it. Okay? The ones that want it will figure out a way to get it. They'll go find the answers. Here's the thing. I just went through this today. I'm learning this new offense at the high school football program too. And here's the thing. I want to learn it pretty freaking bad. Why? I want to be a good coach. So what am I doing? I'm texting the new OC. I'm calling him. I'm asking him to meet with me. I'm in his face. I'm asking him questions. Hey, coach, what about this? Help me with this. Help me with that, right? So here's the thing. If you want answers, the answers are available to you. You just have to find them. Okay? You can't – there's not a magic eagle that's going to come and crap the answers into your lap. It's just not going to happen, okay? So go find them. You know, for the life of me, I don't know why people wait around. So lack of direction. Or it could be direction from your coach, but really what I'm saying is this: lack of self-direction and understanding how to go after. If you want to do it, then you got to take ownership of it. Everybody understand that, okay? Okay, 9:36. That was the first half. We got a whole second half coming, all right? So those are like the new people, the takeoffs. But what about the coaches that have been around for a while and actually have done something and you've done something at some level? You've gotten in the air, right? You've gotten in the air. You've been flying the plane. You got the train is going. You got it up to speed. You're honking your horn at the lights, right? So what are the things that could be poisonous to you from growing from your current standpoint, right? So you're going, but what gets in our way from growing from where we're at? Okay, because this business will grow as far as you do and as far as you allow it. But how many of you know that a train in motion can be derailed? A train in motion can be stopped and get into no motion, right? Everybody understand that, okay? So I had 5 for the new coaches. Guess what I got for the growing coaches? 8. Okay? Sorry. I'll try to be quicker and a little less long-winded. Because the first one, number 1 for these coaches is about the same. It's contentment. Okay? I have it written down as this. I have more than I need. And I'm going to tell you something. There's nobody more guilty of this lying piece of crap than me. Okay? Than me. I have more recognition than I need. I have more money than I need. I have more. And trust, let me tell you, I've been as recognized as most people in this network, right? I've been, and it can get numbing to you. See, at first, you might think that you want that recognition. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Because you have that eager desire to do something and be recognized for it, okay? But contentment can sink in. And again, when you get content, you get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you get lazy. And when you get lazy, you start going backwards. Okay? Contentment. I have more than I need. I have enough. Number 2, inconsistency. Inconsistency. You know, I go out and I have a great 6 months and I get to diamond, or I hit some goals and I'm crushing it, and then I disappear on it. Inconsistency. Okay? Sometimes I'm plugged in, sometimes I'm working, sometimes I'm not. Okay? Inconsistency is a killer for new coaches. And, are you consistently plugged in? Are you consistently talking to people? Are you consistently doing your workouts? Are you consistently focused on your own nutrition? And listen to me. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect. I'm the last person in the world that is perfect, okay? But that fighter is in you somewhere. Go find him, right? That fighter is inside of you. That person that made you want to do this to begin with, that lit the fire to begin with, that person is still there. It's just time to find them, okay? So stop being inconsistent. Number 3, comparison. You might want to double asterisk both sides of that word, okay? Comparison. Coveting, okay? Here's what happens. We start comparing. No matter what we've done, no matter what we've achieved, instead of being okay, hold on. Instead of just understanding that everyone runs their own race, and listen, no matter who you are, there's going to be people who have done better and people who have done worse. And what we tend to do is we tend to justify where we're at by comparing to the people that have done worse. So that makes it good enough for where we're at, right? So we look at the people who haven't done as good as us, and we go, well, at least I'm doing better than them, and so I'm okay, right? Does that make sense? And then we also, though, we compare to the people that have more than us. And we start looking around and we start thinking that our success should be greater than what it is, and all that stuff. So comparison. Okay, we compare our looks to other people. We compare our speaking skills to other people. Listen, don't compare your speaking skills to me. God made you the way that you are. He made you to look the way you are. He made you to speak the way you are. You're not going to win that battle because you're always going to find someone who's better. Okay? All you need to compare yourself to is yourself. That's it. It's the same in fitness. Okay? That's why you track your numbers. Let me tell you something. If you were working out in a group of 5 people, let me ask you this question. If you were working out, let's say you and 4 of your friends were working out, and you went to the gym and you had Beachbody On Demand and you had your Body Beast up, or you had Insanity up, or whatever. Let me ask you the question. on that tracking sheet that you print out and that you write your numbers down on, are you tracking your numbers or the other 4 people's numbers? You're tracking your numbers. Why? That way next week when you come, who are you going to compete with? You're going to compete with you. That's how you get achievement in fitness, right? You're not gonna compete with the dude next to you. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna look at his. I mean, he might be in a totally different world than you. He might be weaker than you. He might be stronger than you. But the only way you improve is to look at what you've done and say, can I do better than myself? Can I do better than this? If the way to success was to track everyone else's success and compare yours to it, then your body beast sheet would have room for your workout buddies' numbers. It doesn't. And the people that put that together are pretty damn smart. So why on earth do we sit here and compare? You know, so the only thing you ever have to ask yourself is this: did I do my best this month? Did I do my best this week? Could I have done something different or something better than where I'm at? And once you understand this, because here's the thing, that when we get down on ourselves in this business, it's not because we're not as good as someone else, it's because we're not as good as what we should be. That's why we get down in this business. That's what happens is this: we know we're better than what we've been doing ourselves. Okay? And that's why all of a sudden now we get down on ourselves. Number 4, a loss of vision. A loss of vision. We've started to stop setting goals. Right? Remember when, and I'm talking to the coaches that have been around a while, remember when like you had that goal of getting to diamond and come hell or high water for those 3 months, like you just went at it, right? Do you guys remember that? Do you remember what that was like, you know? What happens though is we lose sight of where we're going. We lose sight of what the next step is. We start losing vision, and it just becomes the same old, okay? And we lose vision for what our team's going to look like. We lose vision for what our goal should be, okay? All of that stuff. So write that down, right? A man who lacks vision shall perish, right? That's from the good book, okay? The reason you succeeded, I guarantee you this, the reason that you've had whatever success you've had is because you had a vision for creating that. And so you went and created that. And then you created your vision, and then you never set another vision. So it's time to set another vision from where you're currently at. Number 5, belief. We begin to lose belief. We lose faith and we lose belief. This will never happen for me. I see it happening for other people, but this is never going to happen for me. Okay? And a lack of belief will it will cause you to bog down. It will cause you to go into a cave. I'm telling you, a lack of belief, you know, my volumes are never going to grow. And all of a sudden now, because we got this lack of belief, here's what happens. We begin speaking death over what we have, and what we currently have starts to die. Everybody understand that? Okay? The only way to grow it is to nurture it. The only way to grow it is to speak life over it. The only way to grow it is like, no, this is going to happen. No, my team is going to get to 1,000 people. My team is going to get to 10,000 people. I am going to find independent leadership. We are. And you start speaking life over it. Because as long as you're sitting around speaking that self-doubt, lack of belief, bullcrap, and you're spewing that in your own mind, that's what is coming out of your mouth. Even if it doesn't come out of your mouth, it comes out of your pores and people smell it. How many of you don't want to stink? Right? Okay? Lack of belief. 80% of this is 80% of everything that we're talking about is where? It's right freaking here. It's between your ears and in the center of your chest, and it's called your mind and your heart. It's all internal crap. This is why personal development is so important, okay? Number 6 is a lack of independent leadership under you. And this is what took me the longest to figure out, okay? This took me the longest to figure out. that there's a difference between being a great player and being a great coach. There's a difference, okay? All right? A great coach creates a lot of great players who go out and score the points, who go out. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Right? Independent leadership. In the long run game in this is this. You want people to be building their own vision for their own teams in your organization, which is first going to require, because here's the thing, people can only get as far as you have. Does that make sense? You can only lead your team to the point where you've been. So it first requires you to take independent ownership of your own team. That's the first requirement, is this. I got to independently own my org from me down. I got to independently go build my team. I got to take ownership first. Then it is understanding that it's okay to encourage your best people to do the same thing, and you want that. And you want that. Independently growing groups, okay? I've seen this over and over again. A lot of us got stuck at a certain point, and when I looked at the people who had really huge teams, and I looked at mine, which was big but wasn't like mind-blowingly huge, the difference was independent leadership, okay? Underneath me. Number 7, dissension and division. Fallout. Okay? All of a sudden, things are going good, things are going good, things are going good, and all of a sudden it's like a cave of pit bulls, and something stupid pisses somebody off, and then they start talking, and they start talking, and they start talking, and then it's like, and then you go, oh my gosh, I can't deal with this. This is crazy, right? And then so you got some people that quit, and some people disappear on you. So and listen, some people will disappear. That's just part of the journey. But dissension and division, and I got to tell you, the best place I learned how to handle that is at Danny events. That's just the truth, okay? But dissension and division will create cracks, and then you're stuck trying to. And now you're focused on the division and not on the doing. Now all of your energy and time are going into that. Does that make sense? You're putting out fires instead of focusing on helping people, okay? Number 8. Is this, in quotes, I deserve. I deserve to be 5-star. I deserve to be making $1,000 a week. I deserve to be at the top of the list. I deserve to get this award. I deserve. Quit lying to yourself. You don't. You're exactly where you're supposed to be based on what you've done and who you are, period. I got to be honest with myself. It's the same thing for myself, right? There's a reason why I'm not making $1 million a year. There's a reason. And I've gotten in my own way sometimes, right? I don't deserve to make $1 million a year yet. I haven't proven to anyone that I deserve that. And it's really easy for us to sit around and think we deserve, because we have put a lot of work in, and you have put effort in, and you have put time in, okay? But you don't master anything for 7 years. It takes you 7 years to become an expert at anything, right? And you've only been doing it for 3 or 2 or 1. Okay, there's still a lot to learn. You're exactly where you deserve to be. You don't deserve to be further ahead. Okay? If you want to be further ahead, you either need to get smarter about it, okay, more consistent with it, or you need to stop spewing on it. Because here's the truth, and at the end of the day, that was number 8. At the end of the day, here's the truth. All of us start at 0. Everybody in this business, everybody that signed up to be a coach, how many of you, when you signed up to be a coach, did not have one of your own personally sponsored coaches under you? You had not signed anybody up yet when you signed up. How many of you were not Emerald, were not Diamond, were not Star Diamond, were not anything? 0. How many of you the first week made $0? Okay? So here's something that every single person, no matter who you are, has in common. We all start at 0. It's the most fair business model in the world. Everybody comes in like a newborn child with no clothes on, butt naked, not knowing anything. Right? Everybody. We all start at 0. Here's the second thing we all have in common. Everyone can learn. Everyone can learn. Whether they're willing to or not is up to them. Whether they're humble enough to or not is up to them. Number 3 is this: everyone can do. How many of you have done something in your life? Like you've done something, right? You graduated from kindergarten, at least. How many of you have done that? right? So you've proven yourself that you can do something, okay? Well, here's the thing. Everyone can do. Because when you look at this list of stuff and you look at how much of it is your mind, and when you start to understand you're not different than anyone who's succeeded greatly, they all started at zero. They all learned something, and now, but they just took action. All of this other stuff derails you from taking action. And the only way through it is through doing, all right? Does everybody understand that? How many of you recognized in these lists of things that we talked about tonight, some of the traits in yourself, right? Okay, you know the only way that I could write this is this. Every one of these things on this list, I've been at one point or another. Every one of these things on this list, I've let hold me back at one point or another, okay? So I'm not saying this in judgment of you, right? I'm not sitting here judging you, but I'm saying this, we're all human. And once you look at this stuff and you go, you know what, this stuff's crap. This stuff has been what's holding me back for way too freaking long, okay? And there's probably more stuff than what we talked about tonight. But here's what I know about you. You got a good heart. That's why you're here. You got a desire to do something. That's why you're here, okay? And it's time to put your desire and your will ahead of your fears and excuses. Because once you do that, the sky's the limit. So listen, I appreciate you spending it over 45 minutes, 53 minutes with me tonight, all right? Dang, I'm ready. Maybe it's because I'm on the reset and I'm 6 days in and my energy is like, right? I got a clear head. Seriously, I got a clear head. It's amazing. You start getting your nutrition right and the fog lifts and you go, oh my gosh, I'm seeing things more clearly now, okay? So if you're feeling foggy, go eat some fruits and veggies, all right? So listen, I appreciate you guys spending 55 minutes with me tonight, all right? We've got really good things to do throughout the rest of this month, throughout the rest of this year, from now till summit. We have some incredible things to do. I have no doubt that some of you guys are going to take this call as the kick in the ass that you need. Some of you aren't. That's fine. But some of you will. And for those of you that will, how many of you want to take this as the kick in the ass that you need to go do something, right? Okay? That's a lot of hands. Imagine if we all act on that. Because right now you have the desire. Right now you want to, okay? Imagine if we all go take action with that. How many people we can help? Imagine if we all go take action with that, where we can be in 6 months, okay? So with that said, guys, I love you all, okay? Thank you for being here with me. I'll post this recording in the Swarm Cave, and I'll see you there.